Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a quick video giving my thoughts on a recent article that we're going to be seeing a George A. Romero Empire of the Dead TV series, and also some information I meant to touch on a while ago about the possibility of a 28 months later movie. Okay, and I'll put the links in the description to both of these, both the article from Screen Rant about the Empire of the Dead TV series, as well as the one from back in January where you have Alex Garland, who's talking about the possibility of doing a 28 months later. So first, Empire of the Dead. So I just saw this one about 2 days ago. Wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts on it. So production company, I'll put the link in the description. Demarest announced at the Cannes Film Festival recently that the studio is currently working in development on a TV series adaptation of George A. Romero's 15-issue Marvel graphic novel, or Marvel Comics graphic novel, Empire of the Dead. The series will be written by Romero and Peter Grunwald, who will also executive produce the series alongside Sam Engelbart and William D. Johnson. First of all, what's Empire of the Dead? Well, it was a series. It says here 15 issue. Now, I reviewed the first issue of the series. It's set in New York. Here's the synopsis for the first issue. Welcome to New York City, years after the undead plague has erupted. But just because Manhattan has been quarantined, don't think that everyone inside is safe. Not only do flesh eaters roam within Manhattan, but there's another ancient predator about to take a bite out of the Big Apple. So I checked out Empire of the Dead, the comic book series, a while ago. I did a review for the first issue. It's in the channel if you guys are interested. Check the channel for it. Just type in Empire of the Dead. And, of course, big fan of George Romero. You know, love the zombie movies. Even before Walking Dead, obviously, some of my favorite movies were his Dead series. You know, Night of the Living Dead, of course, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. And then, of course, he did more afterwards in the 90s and that, and the 2000s. But those, the ones later on, Land of the Dead and that, they didn't do quite as well as the earlier movies. They weren't as kind of groundbreaking and in the horror genre, I want to say, as the earlier ones. So I checked out Empire of the Dead in terms of the comic book series, read the first issue, just didn't really feel it too much. I'm not sure exactly why. As it says here, it's set in Manhattan, and you not only do you have zombies, but you also have vampires, which feels a little bit more like something along the lines of The Strain, for example, because that's also set in New York, but it's 100% vampire mutant. I want to call them like mutant vampires. You know, they've got this big tongue lash thing, and it comes out, and it's disgusting. And so there's The Strain. So with this idea right here, vampires mixing with zombies, it depends. You know, it depends what network it ends up on. There's no information yet on which network is going to pick it up. They're going to do the series, and, you know, with George A. Romero's name on it, someone's going to pick it up. It's just guaranteed. Somebody's going to get it, right, in terms of a station. So we just don't know who. He's got financing, so that's good for it, and they're going to do it, it looks like. So I am pretty excited to see, you know, when this comes about, what happens with this, depending on timeline, because it's not with a network yet. This could be like 2017 or something like that by the time it finally gets put out there. 2016, I don't even think. That'd be too early, I think. So probably, unless it moves quick, 2017, you know. So yeah, but, you know, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it, because I'm not that big of a fan of Empire of the Dead. I know they did do, like it says here, 15 issues. And so it's kind of like a mini-series, sort of. But it just kind of felt to me, well, first of all, the art for me was not the best. I didn't like the art that much of the graphic novel of Empire of the Dead. Once you get past the artwork, because it's not just about the artwork, right? The story itself, too, it's just very similar to The Strain, but yet you have, you know, the zombies added in with the vampires. So you have vampires, and then the zombies are kind of their underlings, so to speak, right? So it's more like, it's not your regular Romero zombie apocalypse. It's kind of a more mixture of zombies and vampires. So, you know, I kind of get that. I kind of understand that he's been trying some different things since the initial Dead trilogy. I don't know why he's never had the interest to do a Walking Dead type of series, just with heavy character concentration and taking it 100% realistically. Well, maybe not 100%, but mostly realistic in terms of character survival and character development and survival. But again, I'm sure he wouldn't want to do something the same as The Walking Dead. But I'm just wondering whether or not this is going to work. If I had to do a prediction, I would say it probably will do all right, but I don't think it's going to be huge or anything like that. It'll probably just be like whatever. It'll be okay. Probably depending on what network gets it, it may not even be that big. Not that many people may even want to watch it, depending. So, because The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead, he wouldn't want to do the same thing as that. It's just a shame that he didn't kind of come up with that idea prior, after he had done those movies, the original Dead trilogy of more character focused zombie series or TV series, movie series or TV series. So, but if that's not what he's interested in, that's not what he likes, I can understand that he wouldn't want to do it. So my thoughts on Empire of the Dead, I'll check it out when it comes out, but I'm not that excited for it, and we'll have to even see how it goes through and who picks it up and how much financing is all that kind of stuff. Because when you get into zombies, simple zombies, he showed you can do it on a good budget, but with vampires and stuff, your budget, it becomes more difficult, with their abilities and stuff to do it, right? It becomes harder to do a TV series, so you got to have more budget, more money. And Manhattan, being in New York, is going to be probably pretty costly. So let me know what you guys think about the idea of an Empire of the Dead TV series. Wanted to let you know what's happening in case anybody's big fans of George Romero. And I'll check it out, but I'm not super excited for it. I don't think it's going to be a huge hit or anything like that. Just because it's kind of mixed in that. I don't know how I feel about kind of mixing. There are some other things out there like Hellsing I've seen, which is an anime which mixes vampires and zombies, which is awesome. Really, really, really cool. And anybody who likes anime should check out Hellsing if you haven't. It's dark though, so just a heads up for that. It mixes the two, but I think that most of the time when you try to mix that, and The Strain hasn't been doing that well either, even though I think it's a really great show. But really cool that there's going to be more zombie stuff out there. You've got The Walking Dead, you've got Fear of the Walking Dead, you've got Z Nation, you've got The Strain, and there's the Evil Dead that's going to be starting. That's 5 TV series. And then if this one comes out in 2016 and the others last, then you're looking at, like 6, or there's probably more out there too, Helix and stuff like that, depending on whether or not you want to view that as like a zombie show. You can see that either way you like. So that's the first thing I wanted to give my thoughts on. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. The other one is, which I missed to ever do before, so I wanted to give my thoughts on it now, on the idea at least, join it together with this one in this video. And that's Alex Garland, the creator of 28 Days Later, or at least he did the screenwriter, right? Novelist, screenwriter, film producer, and director. So he was pretty much one of the geniuses behind 28 Days Later, which was amazing, and he also produced 28 Weeks Later in 2007. Now, they've never done a 28 Months Later, which would be an additional one, and it does sound like they're in talks for it, depending on which website you read and how it phrases it. It sounds like they've got an idea that they're interested in working on. They're kind of going over it and kind of deciding whether or not they want to do it. He doesn't sound interested, from what I've read, in doing any kind of a slow zombie movie or anything like that. He likes the idea of fast zombies, which is cool. It's different, that's for sure. It's different from what we're used to with The Walking Dead. But to be honest here, just from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's probably going to happen. Sometimes you get sites, they'll post articles and stuff, and they kind of make it seem like it's going to happen, but I don't know. I tend to think maybe because 28 Weeks Later did not do that well. Now, I thought it was really good. He had Jeremy Renner in there, which is kind of cool now that he's Hawkeye and the Avengers and that. And I did love 28 Days Later, but I kind of think of 28 Days Later as kind of like, well, not a one-hit wonder, but it's one of those movies where it stands by itself, amazing. It never continued past the end of the first, the 28 Days Later. 28 Weeks Later, I liked a lot. I thought it was good, and World War Z has kind of I don't want to say copied it, but it's World War Z is very, very similar to 28 Weeks Later, and in some ways 28 Days, more like 28 Weeks Later, I would say. So I would be interested to see if they could do a 28 Months Later. I just kind of don't think it's going to happen, even though you got sites publishing that they're talking about, that they're thinking that it's it's going to happen, or that they're going to do it eventually. They might do it eventually, but I just within the next couple of years I don't see it, and also. They change the characters all the time, right? So you can't really get that much of an attachment to the characters that are in the movies, or you do, but then the movie ends, right? And then there's nothing else after that. So that's always the issue I've had with not only the Dead movies with Romero, but also with 28 Days Later and some of the others. That you don't get that long running story like you'd get in a manga or anime, or The Walking Dead, or any of these things. Because that's basically what Kirkman really did. Was he took the concept of anime or manga, which is long running, and he brought it to a zombie apocalypse, and it's been an incredible result. So it was a genius decision. So to do it like that, and I wish others would do something like that. So we'll see how it goes with both of these, Empire of the Dead and 28 Months Later, if it ever happens. I would be interested to see it. I'm just kind of like, is it really going to happen? Really, I kind of tend to think probably not. But yeah, there's my thoughts for you guys. If you wanted to know what I think about the possibility or Empire of the Dead TV series, that's kind of where I'm at right now for it until we see a trailer. And 28 Months Later, I hope it would happen eventually, but if you just keep changing the characters all the time, we're just going to get attached to characters in one movie, and then the movie's going to end, and that's it. Like the first one, I'd always like to kind of see the fate of what happens to the main lead after 28 Days Later, which we don't really ever get to fully see, not entirely. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of that, and if you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, please share it, please favorite it, write your comments, and if you're new and you want to subscribe at the bottom left, go ahead and subscribe. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you for the next one. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace.